Okay, so today's first order of business is to plate this 3D desk, except you'll do yours, which will be better than this one because it'll have cross pieces on all the sides and it'll have a cross piece on the back and a bunch of details because you guys are pros. Um, I'm just going to plate what I got. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into top plan view. That's command 5. And I'm going to get rid of all of the trash that's all over this drawing that I actually don't need for any reason at all. All of this trash. Bye. You do you, but for me, that's what I'm going to do first. My next deal is going to be, let's zoom in. Normally, you would group something like this. We are going to actually create a symbol instead using, I'm sorry, I can't deal with this being asymmetrical. 1 second, let me just do a thing. Can't take it. So it'll be missing some pieces, but not everything. But it'll at least be a symmetrical piece of whack desk drawing. Okay, so, X key. So I'm going to select all of this stuff here. I'm going to, real quick, come up here to, is it in view? Modify, create symbol right here above the group, okay? When I create a symbol, I'm creating an object that I can place infinite copies of wherever I want. I'm going to call this, what was the name of that desk? I don't remember. Some sort of a desk, so desk. It's going to ask me a bunch of questions. It does not get inserted in walls, so I'm going to uncheck that. Let the units live as they are. I think all of this stuff is going to be fine. In the top plan view, the top is all I need to see, and all of the other stuff is fine. Let's just click OK. It's going to be like, where am I putting it? Putting it in here. Cool. All that did was create this as a symbol. That means it's now not only a group, it also lives in your resource manager right here. So if I double click on it, I now have a desk that I can click and spin and place wherever I want, and it will just go into your drawing, okay? It's also something we can use again in other draftings, and that's part of the reason why we're doing it in this way. Much of a mess. Okay. So we're going to come in here, duplicate this drafting, edit the name of it, and call it our Desk Project 3D because that's its new life. And then I'll grab it over here and stack it up underneath there. Let's go to this page. Please, can I enter the page? There it is. Oh, good. It's empty. Perfect. That's everything I ever wanted. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my design layer. Zoomy zoom zoom. Okay. Create viewport, please. Let's put it on the right layer, which is the Desk Project 3D layer. It's going to have a drawing label. Make it the top view. Desk. Top. Okay, okay. Excuse me, sir. Oh, it's tiny. All right, so now you're just going to play out the same game that you did before. So let's make this over here like 1/2 inch scale. At least it could be bigger. It would not hurt my feelings if it were in like 1 inch scale. That would be totally fine on this sized plate. Okay. Now, the first thing I'm noticing, right, when I look at it is I'm seeing through the whole wireframe of the situation. That is not my dream. My dream is that it would just show the top. And the way to achieve that is when I select the viewport, I come over here and I say, can I please have, instead of a wireframe render, I would like, if you don't mind, a hidden line render. It's going to turn this box, diagonal red linesies. Then you come up here and you click update, and now it's just showing you the top view. Okay, so that's step one, is to create that top view. Now I have options. Okay, I can take this puppy, let me clean up his annotations, like that. Boom. Great. Let's make this some sort of a reasonable style. Great. And get out of here. You will add dimensions, etc. It'll all match up almost identical to your desk 2D, so you might even be able to copy paste some of those dimensions and just tweak them slightly because you've obviously drafted the same desk. So if you copy them in that annotations pane and then paste them into the similar annotations pane, they might even just match up. It's worth a shot. Now I'm going to duplicate this puppy. So now I got 2. This is obviously no longer the top of the desk, but we're a little early anyway. So now I'm going to come over to this viewport, and I'm going to say, what would it be like if it said the front instead? And now I have the front view instead of the top view. It has changed views for me. That's neat. Let's update that. Okay, ta-da! It knows to be a hidden line render because that's what it was before. I can hop into my annotations and slide this drawing label up onto the piece of paper, exit viewport annotation. I can do that little trick that I like to do where I grab something from the corner. 2020 plus the screen recorder is a sad time. It just doesn't like it. It's like, I think no. I think I won't do that actually. Right, so now those are aligned, which I like way better. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Duplicate. Great. Let's go over here. This may kind of swing me out into some wackadoodle place, but just for fun, let's give it a shot and see where it lands. If your drafting is right in the center of the plate, it would come up in a really neat location, right? All 3 of them would be centered around the center of the object. In this case, it's kind of over here in a wild spot, but that's fine because I can just place it where I want it. Assume that yours will have all of the parts. Of course it will, because you've drafted it completely, whereas I have just been like, it's going to be basically this way, right? Yeah, cool, okay. Again, once I click update, it's going to snap out of its original wireframe mode and clean everything up inside. So that is how I would get my 3 viewports from those different views. You also can, from your design layer, you can create 3 viewports from different views. Let's actually do one additional viewport just for funsies because we can, because it's a 3D model, to sort of show off the fact that this is a 3D model and not just a regular old piece of drafting. This is how I know you did it actually in 3D and you didn't just copy paste the 2D version when you submit this PDF. And that's going to be to go back into my scenery layer. And I'm going to just Shift C. I'm going to just pop into a cute little 3D move, right? Ooh, cute. That looks nice. Great, we'll take it. And then I will now create this viewport of this oblique projection. This is a 3D render. And it wants to be maybe that scale. It's going to go on Desktop 3D. And I'd like it to be and you see I can change these settings before it creates it. A hidden line rendering, okay? It's a custom view, yada da da, okay. And in it comes. So that is my little 3D render. So cute, okay? Once I click update, it'll clean all of that up and I'll be able to see that this is a 3D iteration of the same drawing that we have been playing with. I'm going to go in and clean up its drawing label, get it into some reasonable style that is not super weird. Great. Good enough. Okay. And then I would export this as a PDF after I, of course, did my title block and some annotations just for everything to be cute. So that is plating a 3D object. I'm a huge fan of the 3D render. It's a great way to help clarify what we're talking about, and it can be super useful for the shop as well. The number of times that like a student carpenter is coming to my TD and be like, does this go this way or that way? And the TD is like, look at the picture that is on the plate. It can be super, super helpful. So I'm gonna save this little guy and I will be back soon with your next project. See you in a bit.